right, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of the Pochinki Cafe, hosted by the most electrifying man in PUBG Entertainment today. Also joined by one of the top gunners, period, in all of PUBG, the one and only Ratahtat. Tell him what's up, baby.
What's up, baby? Hope you guys are all doing good, man. Appreciate you guys stopping by.
There you go, man. We're here with Ratahtat. So what's up, man? What you been up to since you're the champions now?
Honestly, we just been chilling, dude. We've been playing our one days. We've been doing our thing. Actually hanging out with my girl the past couple days. She's in town, so I've been kind of focusing on that and taking not necessarily a break, but a little bit of time off from the whole tourneys and shit. Just kind of chilling, enjoying life, and then right back into it here in the next couple of days.
Let's take a way back, like a trip back in time, I guess, if you want to say so. Before
Okay.
you were in the winner's circle, what was the first team and what got you into comp?
Um, I would say, well, so technically, if you want, technically, my very first team was a team called HG. It was a team called Hired Guns that I was on with a couple of my boys I used to play Publics and ranked and stuff like that with. It was like me, Sir Smokey, Assassin, and then True Leonidas. I don't know if you see that guy playing some tourneys sometimes, but he's still around. He still plays every once in a while.
Yeah.
But those are just my boys, man. And I wanted to play comp, and all my friends were playing comp, so I started doing that. And then I was lucky enough to get invited onto a Vita. Ended up playing on a Vita for a little while, and then pretty much rest is history, man.
That's it. Yeah, man. Avita's a really good team still. Not as good as they were back in the day, but they're still there. You know,
Not
I
at
can't
all.
hate on
Yep.
them. Can't hate on them.
Yep.
That's awesome. So yeah, I know I've been there, done that. I used to play Ghost Recon, and I was #1 player in the world. And then when I start, everybody it seems like when they start playing PUBG and they want to get into comp, you start off with your own boys,
Mm-hmm.
and I try and tell people that it's hard to find people that are at that top tier level. So like your friends normally aren't gonna be with you forever, you know? Once you're really
Oh
good,
yeah,
you're gonna go
exactly.
on to like the 1%ers of the world, you know? So
Yep. Yep.
so that's just how it is, you know. And that my family, like, how come you don't play with your brother? How come you don't play with your cousin? Because they're not good
Because they
enough.
suck. Yeah. I actually got blessed. So the person I played, so the game I played before PUBG came out was Rainbow Six Siege,
Ooh,
and I used to play Siege every day with this guy named Top Dog, and Top Dog actually ended up we went over to Xbox together, and then he went to PC, and he ended up playing for a team called Team Illusion, and they played PCS 1 through 3.
oh,
So I ended
nice.
up like my original people that I played the game with were people that ended up like actually becoming professionals at the game. So I was always really spoiled playing with like really
Hierarchy.
good players in the beginning. Yeah, exactly.
What made you decide then? Obviously, you're in console. You never thought about making the switch to PC?
No, man. So for a long time, I didn't even have a PC, and then my boy Jorge, which is Top Dog, he was like telling me, "Hey, man, like this game's coming out on Xbox. Let's play. Let's play." It came out on Xbox. I got it, and then he just kind of went to PC, was doing his own thing, and I just kept playing on Xbox. Never really thought about going over. I didn't have a PC for a long time. I just got it like maybe a year or so ago, like kind of right as soon as I started playing comp.
Yeah, and the stream exploded. But I would say
Yeah.
this. Do you remember the first time you played PUBG? Because I remember the first kind of time, like obviously not the first game, but I just remember the graphics being so bad when I came over from
Oh
another
yeah.
game.
Oh yeah. It was terrible. Dropping on Pochinki and you have like literally no frames.
Oh my god! And I just remember like everything being clay, and I'm like, I came from Call of Duty at that time, and I was like, man, this game is fun, but it is terrible visually. Like this is
Yes, man.
not good.
You got all the clothes on the ground. You're trying to find a gun, and you got 7 shirts, a coat, and 2 pairs of pants.
Although we always hate on the game, it's come a long way. So the people that don't play anymore, they just remember falling through grounds and stuff like that. But the game, visually, like when was the last time you fell through anything? It's been a while. Like
A long
it's
time. A
way better
long
than what
time.
it used to be. I think they've done a great job since like
Yeah, they've
recently.
definitely done a great job improving for sure. 100%. It's a way different game than it was when it first came out. I'm playing on 2K now too, so like it looks even better. I'm loving it.
So now, obviously, you're one of the biggest streamers in the PUBG community. Like, what got you into streaming, or what are you thinking about that? Like, what got you into that scene?
Um, well, honestly, man, I've always been really good friends with like the bigger streamers like Gaga and Fade and Aimbot. Even since like the Mixer days, I kind of known those guys and hung
Yeah.
out with them and played games with them and stuff. And I had I just had a friend who really believed in me and wanted to see me do well, so he literally gave me a bunch of money for a PC and a capture card and a monitor and a mic, and pretty much paid for my entire setup because he knew that I would do well streaming and he wanted to see me succeed. So I used to just play video games with my friends and hop on, and you know what I mean, it wasn't really too much of a thing, but he literally like laid this all out in front of me and told me that I have what it takes to be successful doing it. So I just shot for the stars and I never really looked back, and here we are, man.
The man's a visionary. Every time I go on, or at least during tournament time, my man's always on there streaming. Always got like,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, partner levels viewers. So I mean, you do great, man. Let's talk about LAN. Let's talk about the LAN. Let's talk about when you guys first got there.
Sheesh.
What was your first impression when you walked through the doors and you seen everything? Like, did you recognize everybody? Like, what did you think?
Um, so there's a lot of people that I did recognize, a lot of people that I know kind of what they look like just from like Twitch and Twitter and stuff like that. Um, but there's obviously a ton of new faces. And then when you walk into a venue like that, I've had a couple LAN experiences, but nothing really on that level. So walking into that and seeing that and knowing like kind of this is what I'm here for. It was a crazy, crazy feeling. The first day was a lot of nerves, was a lot of like second guessing myself and that type of stuff. So I mean, it was a little crazy first day. First day I didn't really know what to expect, and we got in, and it was wild.
Yeah, and I had mentioned to Professor, I took him on the last episode was with him, and I was telling him like, hey man, I had this seating chart because they gave me an overlay of where everybody sits, and so I kind of assigned seats to each team. And when we got there, I was just like, you know what? Hey, you guys sit here, you guys sit there, you guys sit here, you guys sit there, and I sat you guys next to GT when you
Yeah,
guys are
right
like the
next to
biggest
me.
rivalry. Like, how did you feel about sitting next to them at that time?
So at first, noticing that we were sitting by each other, I kind of wanted to go around and shake everybody's hand and make sure there wasn't any like
Like, we cool?
animosity or any kind of crazy feelings or anything like that. So I kind of walked around. Obviously, people like to talk online, and it's a totally different place when it comes to people running their mouths and people saying stuff and blah blah blah. But yeah, man, in person, I just kind of walked up and I made sure to shake everybody's hand, and everybody was really cool. Everybody was really nice. Me and Desto patched some things up. Me and Pro got a chance to talk literally the whole time, sitting
Yeah.
right next to each other.
A lot of people were like, thinking people were gonna fight and stuff like that, but everybody was actually really cool. And even since then, like the relationship, because it was never really a problem with you so much. And I've seen the relationship. Sometimes I'll see some GT guys on WC teams or WC guys on GT teams. So like,
Yeah,
ever since then, like it's all love now. Everybody
yeah,
knows
for
each
sure.
other.
I
And
actually ended up. I had a big problem with Desto before land, and I ended up buying him a gift. I know he's a big Godzilla fan, so I bought him a Godzilla T-shirt, and I ended up giving it to him at the land. So I mean,
oh
I'm not
snap!
really big into the beef and stuff, especially if like we can't even see each other. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's just like I'd rather just patch shit up and not really stress about it or worry about it or anything like that.
And like
It's all love
honestly,
from me.
you guys, GT, maybe the mates, at least in the BGE, are probably like our three biggest teams that win more times than not. And you guys do stuff differently. You guys do the way that I would do. If I had a comp team, we would be pushing content, streaming, like everybody would stream all that stuff. And obviously you're the
Yep.
biggest streamer on the team and some of the other guys are trying to get there and stuff, but I would be trying to do that with my team. Obviously, the team I had before, we sucked, so we couldn't do it. And then these guys are lazy and nobody wants to do anything, so that's the problem. But if GT were to do that and the mates were to do that and you guys would do stuff together, like that would help because you guys could be like Optic Gaming and 100 Thieves and stuff like that. That's how you grow as an organization and you ascend past even the game.
Yeah, hundred
So
percent,
it's all about being friends and networking. You don't want to close those doors. You can get some
hundred
good
percent.
content with them. All right, gotta rolling up. I see you. All right. They'll probably like that shit.